poetry night, and the poet was Marv Jones. You might remember her, Ada, and she read from a book, and she claimed all the poems in the book, all the poems that came to her in a dream. I was incredibly jealous of that, because a poem would never came to me in a dream. And a couple of nights later, I was at the Neath Pontardawe Folk Club, and they sang these very traditional folk songs. There was one about two brothers who killed each other. There was one about a woman who drowned herself in a lake. There was one about a ship that got becalmed and everyone died on the ship. And it was all cheery things. And I dreamt that night after that, this poem. I dreamt I was singing this in the folk club. So here it is. The Fair Maid of Neath. This is a tale of grief about the fair maid of Neath. Her lover was a soldier, but he was married to another. When she lost all hope, she took 2 yards of rope. It was a mortal sin to see the fair maid swing. She was found by her father, and not by any other, and he did decide to swallow cyanide. Then her poor old mum took down her husband's gun, and she did blow her brains out. The coroner had not a doubt, he knew the man to blame. That soldier he did name, his regiment ignored him, and drink became his ruin. Upon an African field, his life he did yield. His poor widowed wife with a razor took her life. The three orphan children in the workhouse were living. They were bruised and beaten, gruel was they eating. One boy died in Flanders, his brother returned bananas. He was quoting Deuteronomy until he had a lobotomy. The sister wed a brute, he killed her in his mourning suit. The brute's prosecution ended with his execution, but the hangman felt guilty, so he cast himself from a jetty. He drowned in a river Neath. That's the end of our tale of grief.
Hey.
A friend showed me the form he had to fill in to visit America, and some of the questions were absolutely bonkers. So I've taken those questions and sort of put them into this poem. And so this says, the idiot box. Do you wear a watch? Can you tell the time? Can you read and write? Can you spell your name? Can you tell the difference between left and right? Can you count up to 10 unaided? Do you wear shoes with laces? Can you tie and untie your laces? Are you feeling depressed, angry, intoxicated, or suicidal? Do you believe suicide can be a political act? Please tick, delete, place an asterisk as appropriate. Are you taking any illegal drugs? Are you planning to sell any illegal drugs to friends, enemies, organised crime, members of the armed forces? Please tick, delete, place an asterisk as appropriate. Please feel free to use an extra sheet if needed. Are you a fascist, an anarchist, a communist, a terrorist, a rebel, a revolutionary, or a reactionary? Can you tell the difference between left and right? Will you be visiting any military installations? Will you call upon the armed forces to disobey orders, mutiny, kill their officers, support an armed insurrection? Will they be able to tell the difference between left and right? Please tick, delete, place an asterisk as appropriate. Please feel free to use an extra sheet if needed. You may also cite any source documents or personal testimonials at this point in support of any statement you wish to make. What is your age, your height, your weight, your shoe size? Do you speak any language other than English, excluding languages of the European Union? Do you have any special skills or knowledge? Can you tell the time? What is the time? Is this the time? What is time? Can you still tell the difference between left and right? For interlocutors' eyes only. It must never be noted of anyone capable of answering these questions is also capable of lying.